what we call caldera, the volcanic craters. And we are on the biggest volcanic crater on Earth right now. It starts on the smaller islands we see on that side and ends on Santorini. All this empty space between the islands is a giant volcanic crater. Santorini not always was like that. About 3,600 years ago was a round-shaped island. Maybe 6,000 years ago. On that time was called Strongili. Imagine all this empty space between the islands was with land, was full with land. And a big volcano in the middle. On that time, people called it Strongili. Strongili means round in Greek. Round island, we call it round, simple. We have discovered two ancient cities on this island. One is on top of Kamari mountain, the other one is on Akrotiri area on the southeast side. The ancient Akrotiri is more than 6,000 years old, and archaeologists have made some very nice discoveries. We have found the most ancient bed in the human history, the same type of beds we sleep on these days. The people had toilets on the second floor, had pipes for warm water and cold water. Imagine they used to take warm hot baths 6,000 years ago, have invented ancient jacuzzi. Was eaten with forks and knives like we eat on these days, when everybody else was eating each other. That's why many believed Santorini was lost Atlantis. You have heard about the myth, right? It's a myth created by Plato. Plato is an ancient Greek philosopher, and he said Atlantis was a round island, had an amazing civilization living on it, and now it's gone under the water. Santorini was a round island, had an amazing civilization, and a big part of it is under the water, as you can see. The eruption was so big, have moved about 60 cubic kilometers of materials. 60 cubic kilometers of materials, it's more or less 22,000 pyramids. If you take 22,000 pyramids and throw it in the sea, you will create a tsunami. Mixed with earthquakes, that will be very strong. But the people was on Santorini that time, they know something big it will happen. Because an explosion like that one, it's not happening one day to the other. You will have strong earthquakes and many other signs that will let you know something big it will happen. So they took everything with them, gold, small artifacts, and had to Crete to get help from the Minoans because they had very good relations. But also the Minoan civilization have disappeared without leaving any sign of what happened. As I told you, the explosion created a tsunami. It was so big that had 60 meters high in the center of the explosion and 30 meters when hit the north side of Crete and destroy anything on the north side of the island. That is not enough to erase an entire civilization. The volcano was releasing poisonous gas and ash. If you see, Santorini has a white layer on top. That is 30 to 40 meters volcanic ash have covered everything. Imagine we have found that stuff in the poles, in the ice. The scientists believe that have bring about 3 years winter in the entire globe because it was in the atmosphere and not letting the sunlight get in. So, if a layer of ash and poisonous materials covered everything, plants and animals would die, so the people as well. Many believe that was the reason those two great civilizations have gone. In the same time, the Bible is writing about a big flood on the coast of Africa. Many try to connect it with this historic event too. After the eruption, people called this place Kalisti. Kalisti means beauty, beautiful. Santorini stays for hundreds of years without leaving people on it after the eruption. And then appears a Spartan king with his army. He was called Tyras. Tyras means hunter in Greek, in ancient Greek. And he came here and rebuilt the place and built ancient Tyra, which is on top of Kamari mountain on the east side of the island. You can visit it if you want. Both of those ancient cities operate like museum. It's worth it, trust me. And because he was a great king, he decided to name this island after his name and called it Tira. That's why you will see that name in many places. But he has a queen and a princess. His queen was called Ia and his princess Tirasia. Tira's the king, Ia the queen, Tirasia the daughter, the two names together. So he said, I will give the name of my beautiful wife to the most beautiful place of the island and called Ia like that. It's a city on the corner. Then he said, I have to name something after my name of my princess so the people can remember her, and called that island Tirasia, and we use it till these days. After them, the most nice historic event is when we had the First and the Second World War. Santorini on that time changed many hands, became Italian, German, and finally Greek. When the Italians had the rule, they decided to change again the name of the island and turn it to Santa Irini. But the people can't spell pretty well Santa Irini, so they turned it by the time to Santorini. Santa Irini, Santorini. That is more impressive about this island is the many names we had till now. Strongili, Atlantis, Callisti, Thera, Santa Irini and Santorini, and who knows how many more till the end of the times. So those was few informations I know about this incredible island. I like to share it with you. I hope you enjoy it. Everybody still awake? Enjoy the rest of the trip. Thank you guys.